Yeah, I would love to. The biggest thing with music for me is in the songs that I write, as long as at some point someone feels some kind of connection to a song, that's what matters.
To our sound. Welcome to our sound.
Yo, it is your boy dadbOdd, and welcome to our sound. Today's guest is the very talented Jordan Lalonde. Thanks for coming out, Jordan.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Welcome to the monkeys.
It's pretty sick. The monkeys are dope. I dig it.
We didn't talk about that when you came in, but not
no.
bad.
No, I like it.
Sweet.
Where'd you get it done?
Joey, we were talking about a background. We weren't sure what we were gonna do, and then Joey's like, "Hey, how about all these AI generated things that are on Facebook I'm seeing?" So we've sent it to Shane. And then we were here one night and we were just hanging out, and Shane's like, "Let's fucking pull the trigger on this. Let's buy them." And we looked and we found these, and we're like, "Yeah, monkeys."
They're sick.
Yeah, thanks, man. So yeah, Jordan, let's get right into it, man. So how old are you, buddy?
I'm 20 now.
Young man.
Yeah, 20 as of Monday, so that's crazy.
Nice, dude. How long have you been playing music for?
6 years now. I guess I got my first guitar right before my 14th birthday.
Nice.
As like an early birthday gift, so.
Cool. Were you into music when you were younger than that, or?
100%. Yeah, there's like pictures dating back to like when I was a baby. My grandpa's very musical. My whole family is.
Okay.
Like my grandpa's a really good guitar player and singer, and like there's pictures dating back to me being a baby trying to play like the mandolin beside him on the couch or something like that. So
that's
it's like,
awesome.
Yeah.
And then when you were 14, you're like, "I want to do this."
100%. Yeah, it was all for babes, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, there was this girl that I was into who liked the guitar, so I was like, that's it. This is it. I want a guitar, Dad.
Nice.
And then, yeah.
And then you played and you swept her off her feet.
Well, something like that.
Something like that? We'll talk after the pod.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So you got into it, well, it's in your blood, obviously, but
yeah.
I think I started playing guitar because I saw Blink and I was like, they get girls.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge. I mean, come on.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There you go.
Were you into what kind of music were you in growing up?
Growing up, I was mostly into like opposite ends of the spectrum. Like my dad raised me on like hip hop, and then my grandpa raised me on like classic country. So those were like my two worlds that I kind of stuck to. But then when I like grew up a bit and started venturing my own way, I listen to pretty much everything and anything now. There's not really like a specific genre that I stick to. It's kind of everything.
Nice. That's cool, man, because like having that well-rounded, musical taste, I guess.
100%.
That's cool, and you can get inspired by all different kinds of music too. So what kind of hip hop was your dad pumping? Like Tupac?
It wasn't anything crazy. It was like just like the hits like Tupac, Biggie, Dr. Dre, Eminem, like
for sure.
Some Snoop, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So.
And you didn't grow up here. You grew up in Bruce Mines, right?
I did grow up here actually, but then we moved out to Bruce Mines a little later.
I see.
In my life, but yeah.
Okay, so how old were you when you went out there?
Would have been around 13, I think. 12 or 13 was when we moved out there, and then I was out there for a good long little while.
Okay.
And then kind of ended up back here in the long run. But.
And you went, and I met you through Christine, who was your teacher. Like my ex was Jordan's teacher.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like, she's like, "Oh, Jordan's a great guitar player, and he's an amazing musician." And then we kind of started chatting, and
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember it was a funny story. It was like it was one of those things where I was just talking about being a musician or whatever, and then she was like, "My husband's a musician." I was like, "Oh, no way." Like, what's his name? She's like, "I'm not telling you." and then I was like, "Oh, no way." So then I like pulled out some like detective work, and I like found you by myself online. Yeah, it was, and then I was like, I found him. She was like, "Damn, what the hell?"
Kids will do that, man. They'll find you guys know your
detective work.
You know your interwebs.
Yeah. So then yeah, I guess she told you, and then like you sent a toque for me when your dad bought toques. I still have it. I wanted to wear it today, but I forgot to grab it when I left the house.
Is it one of these?
Yeah, with the little red pom pom. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I still have that thing. It's dope.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Wicked, man. That's cool. Yeah. I was concerned at the time. I'm like, because I was teaching too, so I'm like, I don't want to like. I'm not trying to like this music isn't for a young man like that. It's for older guys, but I'm like, oh, whatever. Christine's like, yeah, he's cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, dude, that's sweet. And now so let's not go too far because I do want to get into what you're doing now. But you're in Bruce Mines, you're playing guitar. Were you in a band back then when you started?
No, not really. Like it wasn't it wasn't a super, there's not really any community out there. Like there's 600 people in the town.
Right.
It's like a super small town. So it's like not a big thing or anything. So no one around. Like I actually don't know a single person in the town that played guitar,
No
and
shit.
it's like one of those towns where you know almost everyone. So it's like, it was one of those things. But yeah, like I played around with like my family, like with my grandpa and stuff. We would jam out whenever I was in town. But
Nice.
other than that,
Why
yeah.
why'd you move out there?
My dad moved out there, and I just wanted
followed
to.
him.
Yeah, my dad had like my dad's the parent that had all the kids. Like my parents had me, they separated. My dad had 4 other kids,
Oh, I see.
and I just love my siblings, so like I wanted to
Be with them.
be with them, kind of thing. So
That's cool. So you're the oldest?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they're still out there.
they're still out there.
Okay. Because I know when you graduated, we were talking, and you're like, I might go back. You were thinking about going back.
I was planning on it, and I did for a little bit. I moved back there for 3 months after I graduated. Started working with my dad in the quarry out there.
Okay.
And then a job came up at the music store here in town, and the manager sent me a message. He was like, please take the job, and I was like, okay. So
Because you did your co-op there.
I did my co-op there, yeah, through
Yeah.
high school for 2 years, and I guess they really liked me, and
Yeah.
when they were hiring, they had like a meeting, and they were like, let's just hire Jordan.
Oh, that's
So-
great, bro.
Yeah, I got the message, and I was like, oh, well,
That's sweet.
shoot, I got to do it now. So
And I mean, was it hard to leave, or were you like, no, I want to go to Sudbury? Like, it was good.
it was one of those give and takes where it's like, family's out here, and I love the scenery out there and stuff.
Right.
But it's like, this is like kind of jumping all into like music almost, kind of, like taking it really seriously. It's like, I'm not completely stepping away and focusing on like doing music, but my job is englobed around music. I work in a instrument store, so it's like,
Yeah.
every aspect of my life now revolves around music, where at the time 12 hours a day I was just in a quarry in a pit doing God knows what. So
So you like this more?
Well, and you're,
I like this a lot more. It's
Yeah,
a much
yeah.
better setup.
and
Absolutely.
you're staying on your own too, right?
I was for quite a while.
So like your dead time, it's like what else are you gonna do, right? You're just sit and just engulf yourself in that
Yeah,
Exactly.
Do music.
right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So you're
100%.
not on your own anymore?
No, yeah, I moved back home with my grandparents and stuff. We
Okay.
kind of share the house. It's like on the farm out in Bonebucket, and it's like
Oh, nice.
Nice.
it's a good little vibe.
That's cool too, because you're like, I mean, you come from kind of that small town. Winnipeg kind of has that too. So,
Yeah,
Is
100%.
this the same grandfather that plays?
Yeah.
Awesome.
so you get to jam with him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's
sweet.
dope. Yeah,
That's
almost
awesome.
every weekend we have like a big fire, and like there's 20 people
Oh,
on any given weekend, and we're just jamming around the fire. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that whole French Canadian, like playing music in a group at like, at Christmas and shit like
yeah,
that.
that's what I grew up to.
Yeah, man, it's so cool. Like, you
That's
guys,
how you have to follow. Is they told you the notes and you go, man.
Yeah,
You learn how to
yeah.
strum really, really fast and learn your rhythm very quick that way.
100%.
well, you got to keep up. You got to
Yeah,
keep up
exactly.
with the pros, man.
Got to keep up, or else they'll just like make fun of you.
Yeah. There you go. You're like, ah, fuck.
Getting bullied by
Next
your
year.
grandpa, like,
Next Christmas, maybe next Christmas.
Yeah. You keep practicing, young man.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so you moved out there. You learned guitar because you're like, I got to get the babes. You were probably the only guy playing guitar in Bruce Mine then.
Absolutely.
So you're
but
getting-
like I went to school. There's no schools in Bruce Mine, so I went to school in the Sioux. I wasn't the only guy at school who played guitar.
Okay.
There was like some other dudes, but it was like, yeah, there was this one specific girl who I was into.
Right.
She was like, guitar, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, yeah, I've been playing guitar for years. I wasn't, but I was like, let's do it. So,
But then you picked it up and you were awesome.
well, yeah, not at first.
No way.
All I could play, I like didn't really care that much. Like the first couple years, I just wanted a guitar to like impress girls, but I wasn't like invested in learning. So like for the first year, all I knew was like Smoke on the Water, and then the guitar just sat in the corner. And every time I would like talk to this girl, I'd be like, "Yeah, I could play guitar. Look." Bam, bam, bam. It's like it was bad, but yeah.
So what made you want to actually like, okay, I got to learn this thing?
I guess I would have been 15 at the time, and I came across I was like really jumping around listening to a lot of music. I started enjoying music more and listening to a lot of different genres, and I discovered an older cat named John Prine, who's like a really good songwriter. I kind of came along on him myself, and there was this one song called Lonesome Friends of Science from his album Tree of Forgiveness, I think it's off of, and the song was just like, whoa, this is incredible. I want to like write music.
Right.
But then I was like, I started writing words, and I was like, well, you can't.
It's not that
How am I
easy.
making a song right now without like music to it, you
Right,
know?
right.
So I was like, shit, I got to learn how to play the guitar. So I taught myself to play guitar using YouTube and stuff, and like my grandpa taught me a lot too. Mostly just to like back up my songwriting. Like that was the big goal.
So that you
was
want
always
songwriting is the number one thing.
yeah, like over anything else, I consider myself a songwriter. Really,
Okay.
like I like singing, I like playing guitar, but I don't think I'm particularly good at either of those things. It's like
Okay.
songwriting is like where I'm at. That's what I like. That's what I consider myself, and then I just do the rest to accompany it because
Right. You kind of if you're writing the song, you kind of got to sing it.
kind of got to sing it.
You're pretty good at all of it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just so you know.
Thanks.
Keep it up.
I know a songwriter too. Like,
Yeah.
there's this guy. He's more of a songwriter than a
Than
person who
anything,
watches
yeah.
him perform. He, like, he just
I think that's what it is though. When you're a songwriter, there's something about writing that you're just like, it scratches an itch.
well, it feels that wanting to play itch, right? It's like that you are playing when you're writing. It's like you're playing.
You're making.
You're making.
Yeah.
It's that yeah.
It's an itch that doesn't get scratched, and you know because you're a songwriter. It doesn't like you can't get it from just playing.
No. Yeah.
It's when you write that song and you're like, oh,
100%.
everything's the
Every
words.
while, it's so different. Like where me, it's like I just love the feeling, right? It's like a song makes me feel a certain way. It's like, man, I need to learn that because that makes me
Oh,
feel.
right.
Right? Where
Yeah.
to write, it's like, I like to be creative, like when we jam, but to want to like write a song, it's like, no, this is hard.
It
This
is.
I don't have words for this. I can express stuff on here though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. And that's when you get into process. Like, what's your process? Are you still figuring out your writing process? Because you're young still, so.
I think very much so. Yeah, it switches up a lot.
Okay.
I experimented a lot in like character creation. Wow, that was a word. Where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just sit down. I'm gonna come up with these like 2, 3, 4 different characters. And I'm gonna write a song that follows their storyline throughout a certain event. And like one of the first projects I ever wrote was like a concept album that followed a marriage of a couple kind of thing. And like I experimented with that writing process, and it's very much so just like the process for me is when I'm writing in that context is just coming up with the concept first, very much so stepping outside of myself, seeing like, you know, what the world is kind of, and like I
Right.
draw inspiration from, you know, movies I've seen, stories I've heard, people I've met, that sort of thing. And then I just kind of like I come up with the like a point form note of what I want the story to be. And then I
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
just from there just kind of make words jumble together.
Are you writing the words then putting them to a melody, or are you doing melody then?
It kind of all happens at once, yeah. But like,
Okay.
so I'd say probably more so almost, I guess I write the melody first usually.
Like you're humming kind of thing? or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm like, as I'm writing the words, I'm making a melody for them kind of thing. I'm like, okay, this is where I want that to go and how I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
it to flow. and-
finding the cadence of it. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted, yeah.
That's cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Are these, like this music, is it on your YouTube channel?
Not a lot of it.
So yeah, so they're not on there. Where is your out? Everything's on Spotify.
I have 2 songs on Spotify. So here's the thing. I write a lot. I haven't like focused on putting any of it out. That's what sucks.
Okay.
But right now I'm working on recording 2 different albums with so one of them's like my songwriting stuff, my singer-songwriter alt country stuff.
Right.
With my band, Jordan and the 45. That one's we're working on that one first, but then there's also like my second band, Bonebucket. We're doing an album too.
Right.
It's
right.
kind of all happening at once. But yeah, I never was one to like record and put it out there. I just loved writing.
And then playing them.
Yeah, playing them live and stuff. But now I have so many friends who are like into the recording world, and they're like, dude, we got to get these songs out there.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's do
Alright.
it then. I don't
So
know.
how many tunes do you have made or written?
Oh God, a lot. Like there's at least I have 4 albums just ready to go that have been waiting to like be recorded and released. Like I write with the context of like an album in mind. Every
Right,
time I write, I'm like, all right, this one's going in this album, this one's going in this one, and it's like every time I write something, it has a purpose and like where I want it to fit.
Yeah.
And I knew at some point I was gonna record it all and get it out there, but it's just a matter of when.
Yeah. And it's expensive to record shit.
It's so expensive, but that's the nice thing about having all these friends who do it is now they just do it for free, and it's like sick.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that world when it comes to like?
Not really.
No,
I don't know like anything, but I have so much money invested into it. Like I got like into it in the sense where I was like, all right, I gotta have all the gear. So I bought like the Volt 476p audio interface, which is like a $650 interface, and then I invested like 4 or 5 grand into different microphones and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna get everything, and then I'm gonna learn how to use it.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I didn't learn how to use
you
it,
have
but
it.
now I just have everything.
Do you record into a GarageBand right now, or are you?
No, I actually use like a DAW on my phone. Funny enough.
You have all this equipment. You have an interface. And you're using your phone.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, it's dope. It's dope. It's this little app called what's it called? Multitrack DAW.
Okay.
And it's just like, it's a really good little DAW that's like, I paid $20 all in all, I think. Like you buy it, it's like $6.99, and then you pay another like $8.99 for like some extra tracks, because it only comes with like 4, and that's not really enough to make your average song.
No.
So like you buy some extra tracks, and then it's a one-time purchase. It's not like a yearly subscription or anything.
And you can record into it using the interface.
Yeah, because it's like, so the interface works with iPhones and stuff.
Okay.
Because the volts are like made for like iPhone, iPad, Mac,
What's it
all
called?
that stuff.
Track, like sounds?
Track is like the channel, the one. You know how they're all.
What's an input like?
Yeah, like
okay.
yeah. So, how many do you have in yours?
I think I'm at, like, it's like a 12-track
Okay.
DAW now, and you can still buy more. Like, you can buy as many as you want,
Okay.
and then it's just like $8.99 or whatever every time. I just didn't see the point in getting more, because I don't personally need them. I don't make super complex stuff. I want it to be like super raw, bare bones.
Right.
Kind of
Okay.
just like simple acoustic instruments,
Yeah.
little percussion stuff, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's all you need at this point.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Less to mix.
Yeah, a lot of people like to get funky with like the synthy stuff, and it's really cool, but that's not my lane. But
Right. Yeah.
maybe someday.
So who's in Jordan Lalonde in the 45?
That band is still kind of being pieced together. It's like my love project, you know. It's like, that's gonna be my band forever. That's like
Right.
my title as like
Your
Jordan Lalonde, but like that's the band that's gonna be on every record that I put out, kind of thing.
right.
So it's like, it's a passion project, and it's like I want to make sure it's perfect almost.
Okay.
So like I've got like I'm gonna be the front man, obviously Jordan in the 45, and then the 45 is made up of just like some pretty dope people. Right now I've got my friend John. He's gonna be doing all the like secondary guitar.
Okay.
I don't want to say lead guitar, because there's not a whole lot of lead, but he's gonna be doing like cool ambient slidey stuff, that sort of thing.
Like fills and
Yeah.
okay.
And then my friend Liam, he's gonna be playing the upright bass. Liam Keeney.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a cool sound. Man.
100%. That's like, that was my biggest thing, was like, with this band, it needs to be upright.
Oh, bro,
Absolutely. Like it's there's nothing that compares to just having like, you know, an acoustic guitar, an upright bass, and a little drum kit on
Yeah.
stage.
It's in a lot of, because it has such a big sound, it could be used in all kinds of. It doesn't matter. You're not stuck in this one genre.
No, you could do
The
anything.
Bare Naked Ladies had one, man. You know.
That's
100%.
true. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, you can do anything with it, and it's cool. Like he has like a pickup system on it and stuff, and he's gonna be running it like through his pedal board for certain songs. So it's gonna get like super cool and ambient with the bow and stuff.
He works with you.
Yeah.
John does too. I think.
John does too. Yeah, John. Shout out John.
Yeah.
JD. He
JD,
has
yeah,
a lot of really cool music as well. Like,
Yes.
it's actually so cool.
Yeah, man.
Genuinely one of the most talented people I know, I think.
He's very fucking talented.
It's ridiculous.
It's
He's a
pretty
good
wild, man.
he's a good songwriter, ridiculously good singer, like scary good singer. Great guitar player, insane drummer.
Yeah.
He's the drummer in my other band Bonebucket, and like he drums and sings at the same time on a lot of the songs, and it's like
Are you
that
the
takes mad talent.
Yeah, because I know he's his own, like he's a front man, obviously, with JD.
Yeah, with JD, that's like his
But-
project. Yeah.
Right, but Bonebucket, you're the front man.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, I'm the front man for Bonebucket. Liam Keeney, like that band Bonebucket is made up completely and solely of people that work at Long and McQuaid.
Yeah.
It was just, that was the idea with this, was just like a Long and McQuaid cover band.
That's cool.
So it's like, yeah, Liam Keeney on bass, Hayden Ryan on guitar, John Dickey on drums and vocals, and then I'm on guitar and vocals.
And you only do covers. You don't write originals.
We're writing originals right now. We're recording a little EP right now.
Nice.
It was like a fun little thing. Sat down and wrote the entire thing in one night.
No shit.
Yeah, and it's like, it's gonna be stupid. Like the
Oh, this is
so
great.
the songs, 4 out of 5 of the songs. No, sorry, 3 out of 4 of the songs are just like band names that we had on like the jotting board before we landed on Bonebucket.
Okay.
So one of them is Zip Tie Car Parts. I turned that into a song.
Okay.
One's Harmonious Mustard. And then there's the grocery list song, and then the fourth song on the little EP is it's like all those are going to be like super trashy, loud, like punk kind of stuff.
Right.
And then like the last song is going to be like an 80s rock ballad, like 80s hair metal, like Poison type stuff.
Oh my God,
and
what
it's
a change.
it's about junior bacon cheeseburgers from Wendy's. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was like, what else?
So
you
what
know?
was why Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers? You guys were just
There's a really funny inside joke. So there's a little bar downtown called the Lounge 390 that I work there Friday and Saturday as like a doorman and barback kind of thing.
nice.
And anyways, after a shift on Friday night, I guess it would have been, I hung out for a while after and had a few apple juices and
Oh yeah.
was having a really good time. And then I was like, I'm freaking so hungry right now. So on my way home, I like skipped the dishes, 6 junior bacon cheeseburgers to like a gas station nearby that I was walking past.
Yeah.
So that I could just like be walking past it, meet the guy, grab my cheeseburgers, and then keep walking to my destination. So then there's this video circulating around my friend group of just me walking down the street, and I'm like, the show was great. It was really fun. I got videos, but also I got cheeseburgers. And I shoved the cheeseburger in my mouth, the entire thing. And I'm like, anyways, it became a thing, and it became an inside joke that I just love junior bacon cheeseburgers.
Nice.
So
And then you
wrote a love ballad called JBC.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
I fucking love it. Those are the fun stories when you're just hammered drunk, walking home, eating fucking. Yeah, I've had that. Me, it's pizza, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't do pizza. It's
Oh,
like
no?
a weird. Well, like when I'm sober, I can do pizza, but for some reason, it doesn't react well with me when I'm like
Oh yeah.
in the sauce.
That's
yeah.
when you're just like, okay.
hmm
One of those,
Pretty much, pizza does it to me.
projectile.
100%.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Fun times.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I love that you have that band with only guys from Long and McQuaid, and they're all good dudes. They're all fucking talented as hell.
100%. It's kind of like, yeah. Well, like, that's the thing about that store is, like, everyone who works at that store is a ridiculously talented musician for...
It's crazy.
It's insane. It's like a super group of dudes. But,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm blessed to, like, be able to play with these, like, guys in this band because it's, like, yeah, they're insanely talented. And, like, I'm, like... It's an honor to get to play with these dudes.
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
It's cool.
And like just being able to play with other musicians, you get good. But guys to that caliber, I'm sure they've been playing longer than you.
100%.
Yeah, and like
They all have, like...
classical.
Just the age difference and to some of them.
How are they? Are they much older? The guys in Bonebucket?
Yeah, every single one of them is older than me. John's the closest in age. He's only 2 years older than me.
Okay.
But then Hayden and Liam both have like 5, 6, 7 years on me kind of thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Still enough years
Yeah.
playing, man. If they've been playing for a while, you know.
Yeah, even at because I feel like they probably started younger, where they're like classically trained.
Yeah. Yeah, like Liam's definitely he did the classical thing, and I think he started younger. And yeah, he went to school for classical guitar and everything, and he's
Wow.
incredibly talented. And then yeah, Hayden's just he didn't go to school for it or anything, but just ridiculously talented dude. Yeah, like
The one who helped me with my drum heads.
Hayden?
I believe so.
He's
Probably.
new.
The
He's the
backup
newest.
guitar player in the one band there, the Bonebucket one.
yeah.
Yeah. He was helpful.
He's a smart dude.
He's I think
knowledgeable.
he's the newest employee there, I think.
Him and John got hired at the same time,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so they're the two newest
Okay.
for sure.
That's cool,
That's
man.
Jedi, John?
Yeah,
JD.
Yeah, that guy's got a talent in it. He's talented too, man.
so
Yeah,
talented.
dude.
It's insane. Yeah,
He like when he played the Nowhere Public House.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm watching him and I'm hearing him sing and I'm like, it's effortless.
Yeah.
It's
like, holy
ridiculous.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's so good.
It's ridiculous. The notes he can hit with that, like, and he's not even trying.
And
No.
he plays the
That's what's
drums,
crazy.
too, eh?
Yeah.
He's a good drummer too.
He's a ridiculously good drummer. He plays bass in a band. He plays guitar in some bands. He's
All
so all
around.
over the place. He does everything, and he does it all so well. It's crazy.
I want to start picking
cool.
drummers' brains there. That's my next thing. Gotta start
We'll get one on the show.
Yeah, I
We'll
got
get
you,
one on
man.
the pod. We want to get a drummer in here. We want to get a psychic. We were thinking about getting a psychic.
Psychic. That'd be cool. Is that why there's like this crystal ball here?
Everybody wonders about it. This is for when you take pictures. Apparently, you put it in front of the lens of the camera,
Okay.
and you can get cool pictures with it.
Oh, sick.
But we couldn't figure it out, so we're like, oh, it's a centerpiece.
There
It's a
you go.
crystal ball. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. So Bonebucket and Jordan and the 45. So I kind of want to talk about like where, like, you're a young guy. What are your goals with music?
I don't know. I don't know. You know?
You don't know? You're still
Like-
figuring it out?
Yeah, I would love to. The biggest thing with music for me is in the songs that I write, as long as at some point someone feels some kind of connection to a song, that's what matters.
Right.
That's the biggest thing at the end of the day. And it's like, that's honestly just the goal. It doesn't have to lead anywhere, and that's fine. That's cool. It's just as long as, it's not all for nothing. As long as, even if just one person was positively impacted by something that I wrote, then that's kind of just the goal, I think. And I know that's really cliche. Almost every songwriter says that. But
there's a reason.
Yeah. It's a very genuine thing from a genuine place, I think, for most people that say it.
Yeah,
And,
there's something about pouring yourself out. You just want to know that you didn't do it for nothing.
100%.
You put it on paper and you recorded
You
it.
almost want to feel like, because you were trying to emit a feeling too, right? So it's like you
Yeah.
want to know that you're not the only one that maybe felt a certain way or that felt this during that.
100%.
Yeah.
And in that same
You're not,
vein,
you're not alone after, right? In a sense.
exactly. And in that same vein, and someone else out there also doesn't feel alone because they related to it, right? So it's one of those like it.
It's connection without having the connection.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's powerful.
Absolutely.
It's so
Music,
powerful.
eh?
Fucking music. That's
Fucking
what we were going to
music.
call the podcast. was
Fucking
Fucking music,
music,
eh?
I like that.
Hashtag the F though. So it would have been F, Uckin music.
Uckin music.
That way it looks-
Oh, there we go. So you could actually still put it places and not get banned.
But
or
I think
whatever.
Shane talked us out of that.
Welcome to Our Sound works, and it works with
Everything.
the
Yeah,
layout of the format at the end, and you'll see it's cool.
yeah. It's cool.
It's
yeah.
a really cool concept.
Thanks, man.
I dig it a lot, especially just being from up north. It's like, even just living in Canada, the amount of people that I meet on a daily basis who just don't understand how much amazing music comes out of Canada, period. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, there's like one good band who ever came out of Canada, and it was the Tragically Hip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Come on.
Half the people in
Yeah.
the States don't even know about the Tragically Hip.
Exactly.
They weren't huge in the States.
Like the
Exactly.
northern states, they were kind of big-ish, but nothing crazy. They had like one hit.
Yeah.
New Orleans is sinking, and that was it.
Yeah, but yeah, they're like, it's just a crazy concept to me. So it's cool that like there's like things like this popping up, like this podcast where it's like specifically kind of highlighting like what the sound is up here, and like especially here in Sudbury,
Yeah.
like we're blessed with the music community here in Sudbury. It's insane how many talented people there are here.
It's what? Yeah, for the kind of town it is.
Yeah,
Like it's like a blue collar like mining town, but everyone fucking plays.
yeah,
It's
100%.
wild.
Yeah, and it's like we've just got such a good community of musicians. Like not even just like in the fact that they're all talented. It's like it's a good community-based thing. The people, they're all good folk. It's
Yeah,
not
dude.
just that they're good musicians and they're good at what they do. They're also just good, honest people. And it's like
Yeah.
that's a huge part of the community here is like who they are as people.
Yeah,
Support,
man.
eh?
Yeah. So,
100%.
And the cool thing too is you get to meet all these people, and you must run into so many people at work. Like you,
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
all kinds
Like
of musicians.
yeah, at this point, I know every musician in town by name, and they all know me, kind of thing. Like it's one of those things.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, like I got to meet a lot of really cool people, like Kim Mitchell. I've met Kim Mitchell. He was in the store
What?
buying a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there's a really funny story about that.
Well, you got to share it here on Welcome to Our Sound.
Oh man, so Kim Mitchell.
Didn't sign no NDAs at work for it.
Yeah, I can't get in trouble. We don't
Oh,
get
let
in-
me call my manager. No.
Yeah. Chris.
Chris. Yeah. No. So friggin' yeah. So Kim Mitchell, he was playing with. Who was it? Tom Cochran or something? I don't know. They were playing at the Bell Park Amphitheater
Okay.
last summer. And he was in town for the show, and he comes into the store just to buy, like, all he needed was a patch cord. And he's like, obviously it's Kim Mitchell, like he's got money, right?
Yeah. Well, why is
But,
he
like,
getting it? Doesn't he have someone to go do that for him?
Probably, yeah, but no, he was in the store, and then
Awesome.
like my coworker Blair didn't like recognize him, so just goes up to him and he's like, "Well, we have these like really cheap budget cables right now that you can buy. They're like $5 for a 20-foot cable." And he's like, "Dog, I'm Kim Mitchell." Like,
Did he? No.
well,
Was
not
he,
like
like,
not like
throw
that. Yeah, pretty much though.
Patio lanterns.
Yeah. He was like, "Come on, like I got money. I can buy the good cable with the lifetime warranty."
Yeah.
And Blair was like, all right, go ahead then. And then he's like, he's at the counter, and Blair's cashing him out, and then he like recognizes who he is. He's like, "Oh, like you're Kim Mitchell." He's like, "Yeah." And then there's this old lady and her husband sitting at the next cash over,
Yeah.
and she goes like, "Wow, you're Kim Mitchell? "You got old." And he just like Kim's face just goes like white. He's like, what? And he just turns at her, and the most savage thing, he just goes, "I might have gotten old, but at least I still have my respect, unlike you." And then just walked out. I was like, wow. That was mad savage, yo. Like,
gee, they don't be rude now, lady. Come on
now. Not to my man Kim Mitchell.
No, respect your elders, lady. She's probably older than him.
She's probably like, or at least the same age. But yeah, she's just like I guess she just remembers him from like the Patty Lanchins like music video or whatever, right? Like when he was like in his prime. So yeah, she's like, "You're Kim Mitchell. You got old." I'm like, what? Who just says that? You know, like
fucking separate people.
Apparently.
God damn it.
God damn.
Now he's never gonna come back. Thanks a lot. You old hag.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, random lady. I don't even remember her name. But yeah.
No, come back to Long McQuaid though. We still love you.
Yeah.
That's cool though, man. Okay, so Kim Mitchell, you guys were gonna have Christian Tana play drums in there, and it got canceled. What happened with that?
Oh man,
it got canceled.
No.
So bummed.
I was so stoked for that. Yeah. So Christian Tana, the drummer from I Mother Earth, was supposed to come through town and do like a drum workshop at the store that I work at, and it would have been really cool. But I guess he got in a really bad. Well, I don't know if it was like an accident. I'm using the wrong word. Like not like a car crash or something, but just like he had an accident of sorts and hurt his back really bad.
Oh.
And so he's off the kit for like a while. Oh. So he couldn't come do the clinic with us. But we have a different guy, another Mapex rep, Dixon Benjamin, who's like an incredible drummer too.
Was he in a band or just studio drummer?
I think he's just more of like a session studio drummer guy. Don't quote me on that though. Like I'm sure he plays in some bands, but like like not like a super big name or anything. But yeah, like he's got some stuff up on YouTube and whatever, and like I was watching some of it, and mad talented drummer.
Nice. Same night or no?
Oh God.
Because I know it was May
so
7th
bad.
when Christian. Well, we can find that out.
I could be wrong, but I think it might be the same night then.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Okay, I'll look into it. Like I was looking for. Like, have you dove into the I Mother Earth catalog?
I haven't, unfortunately. That's one of the bands that people like. There's so many bands, right?
Yeah.
There's so many bands, and people tell me like, "Oh, you got to dive into them," and I put it on a checklist, and it's like I'll get to it at some point.
I'm the same.
But man, there's too many bands.
I know,
it's
and
crazy.
it's all like, and then you get into it, and you're like, well, now there's a rabbit hole. Now I gotta go down this.
Yeah.
If you get a chance though, check out, and you can't find this on Spotify, and I wanted to ask him in person why not, but their album Quicksilver Meat Dream. It's their last album with their second singer, and it is incredible, bro. It blew my mind. It like shaped the way I look at music. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, which I don't know how you're gonna find it because it's not on Spotify, but yeah, Quicksilver Meat Dream.
That's crazy.
It's really good, really, really good album, man. They're amazing. The drummer Christian actually wrote all the lyrics on that album.
No way.
Which is I was gonna fucking fangirl.
Yeah,
out and
100%.
be like,
Man. That would have been so cool. Yeah, please sign my.
Sign my titties, please.
Oh
Thank you.
man.
Yeah, it would have been really cool. I was kind of disappointed, and but he hurt himself. That's too bad, man.
It sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get him again at some point.
So he's an Apex rep.
Mapex rep,
My
yeah.
bad. Apex is the
I believe
the mic, I think.
Yeah.
Mapex. So he's a Mapex rep. And that girl that you guys had in, I don't know if you were working there, but they had a drummer.
Zoe McMillan.
Right. Is she also she's a Pearl rep?
She was Mapex as well.
Mapex as well.
We so like Long and McQuaid is a Mapex distributor.
Right.
So every time we do a clinic, it's usually someone who's at least affiliated with Mapex in some way.
Okay.
So she's like partnered with Mapex, and I'm pretty sure Tana was probably the same thing. Like just a partner kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just like they just play the Mapex kits, and then
they get paid to play it.
Yeah, and then you're kind of just jamming out, and you're at you do little clinics here and there with the stores, and it's kind of a vibe. But yeah, Zoe McMillan was a cool one.
She was I went with the girls and I loved it. She
was
awesome. She did a song that I guess was kind of popular at the time. I forget what it was, but my kids were like, "I know this song," and I'm like, "Now watch this girl play drums to it." Like, and she's incredible. Like you just see you see a professional drummer, why they're professional. They're tight as fuck. There's nothing off. They're on that beat, man. It's crazy. She was unreal.
100%. And she's not only like a talented drummer, like she's also like a really smart businesswoman.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, so like she's on the socials, as you kind of have to be these days. Like if you're a musician and you're not on Instagram promoting yourself, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's just you got to be on the social medias. It's just the way that it is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks.
Exactly. But it's a big part of it. You got to be good at self-promotion, and you basically like you have to be doing all the jobs that like there used to be multiple crews to do that for you. You got to do it all yourself now to get anywhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's so good at that side of things. Like it's like she knows who her audience is, and she knows how to like play on that.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
you know, being a woman on
Okay.
Instagram these days, there's a lot of creepy old men online, right? But it's like she'll like play into that. Not like too much in a way where it's like self-deprecation or whatever, but it's like they're like, "Oh, let me see them feet." So it's like for like a split second it'll like show her bare feet on like the kick drum pedal or whatever, and she's like, "Bah."
Yeah.
And then she'll like make the caption something quirky about it, like just for you guys or like whatever, right? And it's like just playing on those things to like keep the audience coming. It's like smart,
It
you know,
is.
smart.
It is. And
You're
knowing you got to understand your power, whatever it is. For her, it's like, okay, I'm an attractive girl. There's this clientele of people that are interested in that. I'll play to it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
And a lot of people do like to see what, like if they're double bass or something. It's like,
yeah.
and it's a perfect shot.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to see my feet? I'll show you how to play the kick.
100%,
At the same time.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, very
So
smart.
it's like, yeah, it's just smart, 100%. Like it's like just, you know, yeah, it's just playing the game. You know what I mean? And it's like she just started up a company. It's a really cool idea, actually. I'm getting one made for the Jordan and the 45 stuff, but it's called Drum Skins, is like the name of the company. I'm pretty sure, but like with a Y and a Z. It's cool. Anyways, basically it's just like this vinyl material that goes over the top or over the front of your kick. So instead of having like a kick drum outer skin that has like your band name on it, your band logo or whatever, you can just get this vinyl cover that covers the whole thing that has the band logo on it. So if you're in multiple bands or whatever as a drummer, which if you're a drummer, you're probably in multiple bands.
Right.
Most drummers are.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier to just throw a different vinyl cover on there and then you're with that band.
Oh yeah, you just
know?
like remove it and that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's like a little like fitted sheet type thing.
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, and it
just
sits
fit-
at the front.
Yeah, it just covers like the front of the kick drum.
That's
Is that
cool.
6 skins?
I think is it? Maybe.
We're actually able to pull this up. It's kind of cool.
Maybe.
I don't know if I don't want to pull it up.
Oh, now he's on porn. Oh fuck.
Oh, damn it, Joey. What are you doing?
No, well, stay there.
No.
There's so many. There's like
Myron wants to see.
No, come on now. I want to
What-
see some drum skins.
What do we got? See if I can pull it
there's
up.
so many. It's like hard to
Man, Zoe.
see.
It's cool that we have internet in here now.
Zoe
For this one
McMillan.
episode.
There it is. Yeah, it's drum skins, but it's DRUM and then SKNZ.
SKNZ.
Yeah,
SKNZ. Oh, I put an I there.
there you go. SKNZ. So yeah, there's no I or anything.
Sweet.
And then yeah, she's on the Instagrams and such. And
So how often do you have those guys in the store?
we usually do one a year. Like so, May is like the drum month at Long and McQuaid. So it's
Okay.
like every Long and McQuaid across the country has 0% financing on like all drum stuff and whatever, and there's special deals on like snare drums and cymbal packs and like whatever drum stuff, right? So it's like we'll bring someone down hopefully during that specific month to kind of promote it, get drummers in the store during that month, and kind of just like meet our target audience kind of thing.
Right. And then boost the sales because, you see someone play, you're like, well, maybe I'll pick up a
100%.
couple things.
Yeah, you walk in, you see Christian Tana playing a Mapex kit, and you're like, oh, that's what it takes to sound like Christian Tana?
Yeah.
All I
Okay.
gotta have is a Mapex kit? All right.
Yeah.
You
Then
know?
they get home and they're like, no, wait.
This doesn't sound the
Practice?
same.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why am I not Christian Tana here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though, man. That you get to meet these people and get to be in the store and run into Kim Mitchell and
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
Yeah,
really
dude.
cool. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Blessed to have that job. It's cool.
Sweet. So, to kind of segue back to while we're talking about music, but I'm just curious on like, what are your growing up when you started? What were your top albums that you were like going back to? You said John Prine. Is there anyone else that really,
Man.
or do you have a favorite artist where you're like, that's my man, that's my dude?
Isbell, by far. Jason Isbell.
Okay,
If you've never heard of him,
I
you gotta dive
I gotta
into
put that on my list.
Like, there's a lot of people that will say different things, but like it's very commonly said that he is like one of the greatest American songwriters
Really?
of this generation. Like, not of all time, because that's such a bold statement,
Yeah, yeah.
and not like in the world, because that's also such a bold statement. But like as far as like American songwriters doing the thing, it's like he is one of the greatest lyricists that there is.
is he part of a band or is he on his own?
Yeah, so he does. He was part of the Drive-By Truckers for a long time. Well, not for a long time, but for like a few years, kind of thing. And then slipped off the edge. Whatever, kind of got clean. Ended up starting Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. That's his band now.
Okay.
And like the band switches up a lot, like who he has with him. But yeah, they're putting out records and it's pretty dope. He's also done the solo thing, but
Jason Isbell. I'll have to check him out. I've never heard of him.
crazy songwriter, ridiculous guitar player. A lot of
Yeah.
people sleep on him as a guitar player too. But like you listen to the Georgia Blue record, and there's a lot of guitar playing on that one. It's a super jammy record. And him and Sadler Vaden, Sadler's like the lead guitar player kind of thing. They just do a lot of jamming on that record, and it's like Isbell's an amazing guitar player.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's also like a really funny, quirky guy. He bought a Dumble amp, and Dumble amps are like one of the most prestigious amps as like guitar players, and they're like worth like $150,000 or something ridiculous. And he just bought one, and he posted a picture of it on his Instagram, and the caption was just like, "Bought a new amplifier for my electric guitar."
Yeah.
Like just
That's
like
it, yeah.
just like a little kid posting like his first like PV
Yeah,
Rage
yeah.
158, you know, like the shitty little practice amp or whatever. It's
But
like
meanwhile, it's like
this mortgage of a house amp. It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy, but
damn. To be able to do that is wild, man.
yeah, I wish, right?
No
Yeah,
kidding. That. Yeah. Jesus.
yeah. He's probably my biggest inspiration for sure. Like top artist right now. It changes all the time. Like if
Is
you
he?
would've-
He's a new artist. He's newish.
newish, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's a younger cat. I think he's like in his mid 40s kind of thing. So he hasn't been around forever.
Okay.
But yeah, like if you would have asked me like a year ago, it would have been a different answer, right? I probably would have said like Chris Stapleton or something. Like it changes all the time.
Right.
But I think it's kind of supposed to.
Yeah.
you
You
know,
grow.
like-
You're growing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. But yeah, definitely for sure, like a big inspiration there. But yeah, as far as like albums,
Yeah. Like yeah. I'll check him out. But I'm curious though, as far as albums, is there an album where you're like, I go back to it and it's like,
probably Southeastern. I guess that one's been out for just over 10 years now. I think that
and
was
that's
like,
his.
yeah, and that's one of the albums where it's like when I came across it, I was like, that's it. Like that's the one. It's definitely that, or like the later John Prine stuff, like Tree of Forgiveness. That one was
Yeah.
like it's albums like that just sparked my love for songwriting. Or Blood on the Tracks, Bob Dylan.
Okay.
That's another one too. Or Nashville Skyline, also Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's another big influence. But yeah,
no kidding.
those are
That's
probably like my top. I said 4 albums, but top 3
cool. Yeah.
/ 4.
That's cool.
But yeah, those are probably the ones there.
They're making a Bob Dylan biopic, and they got Timothy Chalamet playing him.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How did I not hear?
How do
that?
you feel about that?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
Who's Timothy Chalamet? You know what I mean? Listen, with the Alice in Wonderland thing, or not? What was it?
Charlie and Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Wonka?
What? Yeah, Wonka.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonka. It's like, hear me out. Like the original guy who played
Gene
Willy
Wilder.
Wonka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's an actor, Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah, bro.
That would have been so perfect.
They are like, it's like his kid.
Spitting image. That
Yeah.
would have been so perfect. But instead, they went with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, he plays in The Bear. He and in Shameless.
Oh, The Bear was so good.
I only saw
like
the
Shameless.
first season.
Shameless was good, but man, The Bear was.
The Bear's pretty good, man.
It's good.
It's different,
Yeah,
but it's grimy and it's a good. Yeah, man.
it's easy to like get
Binge.
lost though.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to binge it.
Yeah.
Because if you're just like trying to watch it like in passing, you're like, "Whoa, what happened? What's going on? Why is he yelling right now?"
Yeah, there's always someone yelling.
Yeah. Everyone's someone's screaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a super good show to dive into, but like you have to like dive into it
Yeah.
and like actually like pay attention.
They're not
Which is
that.
cool.
It's only like 6 episodes, I think, the first season, but they had one. I don't know if you remember in the first season, there was one episode is one shot. I think it was the second last episode. Literally from the beginning of the show to the end, the camera just followed and everyone just would play. It was like a fucking
Yeah.
play.
Yeah,
It was wild, man.
that's such a cool
Yeah.
concept, you know,
Yeah, man.
to do something like that. It's like
Yeah, and he would have been
do
good
it.
though. He would have been good at Wonka. I think his look is Gene Wilder
it's
for sure.
yeah, it's perfect. I don't know, like obviously I don't know the logistics of it. Nobody does unless they're like in the casting crew. Like maybe Timothy Chalamet just like had
That thing.
that thing. Like maybe he was just like he had the character for it,
Yeah,
you know. But I don't know. I feel like it's just
the look.
the look, man.
Yeah.
I would have made it.
He's supposed
100%.
to be the actor for the Bruce Springsteen biopic.
Timothy Chalamet.
No, that other dude, this Jeremy guy that you're talking
Oh, no shit.
about. Yeah, man.
Oh,
What's
Bruce
going on
Springsteen's
here?
another one who's fucking wild.
Springsteen is pretty wild.
Dude, he's so good, man.
That's,
Love Springsteen.
and
Yeah.
supposedly he approved of it. That's probably why he's not doing the.
He didn't do Wonka. He's working on Springsteen.
Yeah, but he does look more like. He would have looked like. Yeah,
Gene
He
Wilder.
would have looked
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much like Gene Wilder. Yeah, it would have been wild. Or if you
What?
catch my drift.
Yeah, I hear that was good. Little dad joke there.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, man. That Bruce Springsteen. That's one guy where I kind of slept on him, and then my buddy Pat was like, "You got to check out." Is Born in America? Born in Philadelphia?
Born in the USA.
Born in the USA. There's a Philadelphia one too.
Oh, okay.
2 records, and I checked them out, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "This guy, these guys got so many good tunes." I'm on fire. I had never heard that song,
Really?
never. And then
Oh,
I
man.
played it, and I'm like, "It's kind of a weird, like, let's
It's such a weird song.
lyrics
to listen
aside,
to. Yeah.
but it's a good like everything else about it is so like there's something about it. It's like haunting, but really strange lyrics. So I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of all that, but it's such
Hey,
a good
little
song.
girl, is your daddy home? I'm like, what the fuck,
What's going on here?
Bruce?
Yeah. Come on.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But anyways, yeah. But Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to. I didn't even know that was happening, but yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
let's see.
A buddy of mine, who was I talking to, was saying he went to. Oh, it was a guy I was at work. I do a guitar jam at the library,
Okay.
and we have a bunch of old guys that come out and they play, and they know all the old guys like Ian Tyson. Did you ever hear of this guy? He's a writer
No.
from like back in like the John Prine day, and
Okay.
I learned about all these different artists through these guys. But he was saying that he went to see Bob Dylan play at Casino Rama, and he's like, it was the most fucking disappointing show. He came out, he didn't even acknowledge the crowd. There was these 2 screens next to him. He's like, no, I don't want to be on the Jumbotron. Turn those off. So everyone in the back are looking at a little dot there.
Yeah.
And apparently he didn't even talk to the crowd. He played for whatever, he did his set, and he just walked off, and that was it.
I've heard that a lot. Apparently, no. Like I know a few people who have gone and seen Dylan, and apparently no one had like
No
a
one
great
enjoyed it.
experience. Like sometimes you go to a concert, and they're just like they're meant to be on stage. It's like
Yeah.
that was the greatest concert I've ever seen in my entire life. But Dylan's definitely not one of those people, and he also like he doesn't care like what he plays.
Right.
Like he's not there to play the songs that you want to hear. You know, like the songs that like you think of when you think Bob Dylan. It's like he'll just play whatever he's doing
at that time.
Like if
Yeah,
he's like when he made like his blues records in the more recent years, it's like you're going to see Bob Dylan because you're like, oh, he's gonna play Girl from the North Country or like, you know, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, or Tambourine Man, or like all these like
The
hits that are like
classics.
amazingly written songs.
Yeah.
And then he just comes out playing like his bluesy stuff, and it's like, what? Why am I here?
Yeah, but that's kind of in a way like it sucks for the audience, but for the musician, it's great.
Yeah. Because that's what you want to do, right? When you jump to another project,
You don't want to play the old
you don't
stuff.
want to play the old shit.
No,
No,
you're like I'm beyond that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bigger now.
Yeah, but
Look at me now.
but if you look
Yeah.
at, but if you think, but in a way, you got to think from the perspective of the audience because they're the ones paying the bills, right?
100%. Yeah, you gotta hold some kind of respect for them too, which I
Yeah.
think is a lot of people's issue with seeing Bob Dylan live is that he just doesn't quite take that into account. But also, I mean, whatever, man, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
At
Do
this
what you
point,
want.
You're a great. You're a master. You're fucking.
He's
For himself, he doesn't give a shit.
yeah, he you know, and
why?
he doesn't have to give a shit anymore. You know, he's done his due diligence.
Yeah, he's done.
So-
He's done. He's paid his dues. He's done everything. Yeah,
Did
And-
everything he had to.
exactly. And he's like, I didn't know this, but apparently he won a Pulitzer Prize for writing, and like this guy is the writer's writer.
Hmm.
And you think like a guy like that, no wonder he doesn't want to be on stage and he's not a stage guy because he's a songwriter at heart, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's probably just like, fuck, I'll play, but I love creating.
Just sitting in a room writing.
yeah. And some people don't understand how that can be fun, but man, it's fun.
100%.
It is so much fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, like as someone who writes, that's definitely the best part. But I am like a lot of my friends who like see me live or like even like the boys in the Bonebucket band, they'll say like I was like born to be a front man. I guess that's Liam's thing.
You are
he
good
loves
in-
to,
yeah.
to tell me that because I just like I'm good at like crowd work and like jumping around and like I get a lot of adrenaline from doing that.
Right.
So it's like I have a lot of fun playing live and like I don't want to discount the fact, like, there are some people that just want to write and don't want to do the live thing, and like that's cool. I'm not saying I'm necessarily like that. I love playing live, but I definitely think writing's like more of my zone. But when I get out there, I'm like, oh man, this is so much fun, especially with a good band, right?
You're
Like, it's
natural
like,
up there, bro. You do a really good job.
wow.
You know, you do. When I saw you play at Buddy's, well, I call it Buddy's, but at Binny's, you played with the last show you played with
Jack Leg, my old
Jack
band.
Leg. That's what it was. Yeah, I was like, God damn, he's fucking killing it tonight. Like, you were on, bro.
That was a fun show. That was like, it almost made us not want to end that band.
No
but
kidding, dude.
we were all going different directions, and it kind of just had to end when it did.
Right.
But yeah, that was our first show with that band. We were always just a trio.
Yeah.
That was our first show with that band, doing like a full band. We had, like me, we had a female vocalist. We had a drummer. We never had a drummer before. It was
And
just
that was
like
his
a
dad, eh?
acoustic trio.
Eric's
No,
dad?
it was a little kid, Seth. Little
Oh,
kid.
yeah, Seth.
I don't want to say little kid.
No,
But
that-
he's like a couple years younger than us, and we were like, dude, will you like do this? And
He's
he was
good.
like, yeah. He
Yeah.
was like insanely good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I work with his mom. His mom works for Our Children, Our Future.
Yeah,
And I'll run into her from time to time, and she's like, "Oh, my son plays drums," and I'm like, "Oh," and then I saw her that night. I was like, "Oh, that's him," and he killed it. That's right, it was Seth. I think I saw you play before with someone's dad.
Yeah, that would have been the bass player's dad, Serge.
Right. That was
Serge.
yeah. And
that was our first show, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I think that would have been our first or maybe second show where he played drums for us, and then yeah, he
Yeah.
couldn't do it. He's in bands and is a father of 4 kids, so he's like
Right,
got a
right.
full-time job, so he doesn't have time to play in some 16-year-old's
Yeah.
band. So
Yeah.
so he was like, you got to find someone else, like, and then we just couldn't, and then we found Seth. Like, Seth agreed to do it for the last show, but then it was like, well,
He was probably all pumped. He's like, "I might be in a band, Mom."
this
Like,
is
yeah.
it.
By the way, we're done.
Yeah, this is it. This is the end. No, he knew that going in.
cool.
But then, yeah, like, I kept jamming with him. Like, we played a couple other, like, I played a couple other shows with him with different projects, and it was fun. But
That's cool. That's good, man. And like, just having someone you can just jam with. You don't have to have a band with them. You just play.
100%.
That's cool. So what is this now with Bonebucket? So you said the passion project is Jordan Lalonde in the 45, but is Bonebucket at the forefront right now? Is that where all the energy's going, or
Kind of, yeah. It's just like a really
it's just
fun.
fun?
Yeah, so like I love so many different kinds of music, but I've always kind of I get englobed into like the country category.
Right.
For a lot of reasons, and it's like I'm fine with that. It's cool. I like to kind of sit in that like alt country singer-songwriter zone.
That's your vibe, and you do it well.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
where I sit, but it's like, man, I'm listening to like all these like straight up rock and roll records, and it's like, dude, this is like so
fun.
sick. I love listening to this stuff.
Yeah, man.
And then it's like, man, I just want to play this. I just want to like get up there and just like rock and roll really loud, just
Yeah.
have fun, and it's like, well, why don't I just do it? So then
Yeah.
the owner of the Lounge 390, Dunner, I was just working a shift one day there on a Saturday night, and he was like, you want to play a St. Patrick's Day show, put a band together for it? I was like, okay. So I slapped together the Long McQuaid band. We didn't know what we were going to call it, and then we were at Wacky Wings eating dinner, because Wacky Wings is closing here in Sudbury.
Yeah, that's right.
Rip Wacky Wings.
Yeah,
but yeah, so we were like, well, let's go. And then we're all like sitting around, like, like they put a bucket at your table to
Yeah.
throw your old wings in, the
Yes.
bone bucket, right? So we were like, we're just sitting around and we were like, what are we gonna call this band? And we had like so many different names, like I was saying earlier, like the Zip Tie Car Parts,
I like that
Harmonious
name.
Mustard.
Zip tie car parts.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty sweet.
it would have been sweet, but
Yeah.
then we just landed on Bone Bucket. There was something about it. It was just
It's strong.
yeah,
It's a
strong.
strong
It sounds like you just don't know what to expect when you
You
hear it,
don't.
and then you get there, and it's like, yeah, it's just kind of everything, right? So it's
Sweet.
Country, could rock. It's like you just don't.
You don't
it could be
know.
anything.
Yeah, man. It's a sweet name. It really is, man. It's intriguing. I like it. I want to see you guys. But when's your next show?
we currently don't have anything booked, but like our next show is probably gonna be in like May or June.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like we're doing like a Bone Bucket rewind thing. So we're gonna do like all like 80s hits.
Nice.
One set of like 80s hair metal, rock and roll kind of stuff, and then the other one's gonna be like 80s poppy synthy stuff.
Okay.
So it's
So
gonna be
who's gonna play the synth?
John.
John played.
Oh,
Okay.
I also forgot to mention that earlier. Great guitar player, great singer, great drummer, amazing piano player,
Holy fuck. The guy's-
ridiculously good piano player,
That's great,
and
man.
yeah, like cool on the synths and stuff too.
Nice.
So yeah.
So he's gonna do drums and that, or
I think I'm gonna be filling in on the drums for that set, and he's mostly gonna do the synth and singing.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you play drums too?
Yeah, I play like everything kind of like he does, just not nearly as good.
Okay.
He's like ridiculously good at all of it. I'm like okay at most of it.
You're younger too. Don't forget, you're younger too.
Yeah.
You're gonna get there.
Hopefully,
Put that practice in.
100%.
It's not hopefully, man. That's the thing, and I taught kids, man. It's the work.
Mhm.
If you put the work, you can get good. Everyone looks at people like they're so good. How are you so good? It's like I fucking worked hard. You
Yeah.
know.
That's my favorite thing is when people come up to you and they're like, "Oh man, like how are you so good? Like it must be like just
You
like
have a
just a
natural
gift.
talent."
It's
Yeah.
just a gift." It's like, "Nah, man, it was practice."
Yeah.
Like I practiced at this. I worked hard. They're like, "No, it's just a gift." I'm like, "No, I'm
I
telling
wish.
you, I practiced.
Yeah.
I wish I just woke up and I was like this." Like,
Yeah. No kidding,
man,
dude.
that would be so much easier.
I think the gift is the not giving up. I think
100%.
that's the gift.
Yeah, you're born with like the drive. If you have what they call the gift, it's like that drive is in you to want to do it,
To learn it.
to learn it,
Yeah.
to like follow that. But then the rest is just you got to do it.
You got to do the reps.
100%.
Yeah, man. It's true, and that's a good thing. And I'm glad like there's a lot of young people that don't realize that, and they start and they're like,
It's hard.
it's too hard. I'm not as good as Jordan or John's better than me. I'm just gonna give up. It's like, first of all, don't fucking compare yourself. Second of all, go work harder. Go
Yeah.
put more time in. You know. But yeah, it's the drive and it's the want to play. You know.
100%.
Yeah. And not
That's
everyone.
one of the biggest things that like tears people down these days, I think, is the comparisons. And it's so easy to compare yourself because like with the internet and social media, you're exposed to so many people every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, why am I not good as this 5-year-old kid from Asia?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's like, why is he so much better than me? Like, what's going on here? But it's like, you can't do that. You can't compare yourself because everybody has a different reason or a different background or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're doing your own thing at your own pace and in your own way. You're better than they are at certain things. And it's like, you just got to remember that and be cool with.
And just know where you're at. Exactly. And the thing is, you don't know this kid from Asia. Like, who knows? Maybe he gets beaten every time he stops playing.
Yeah.
Or
Like he
someone
takes his
hits him
kid,
with a fucking stick or something, and he's
he
got to keep
takes
playing.
his hand off the guitar. His parents like, what are you
No.
doing?
Yeah.
Takes his Pokemon cards away or something.
Yeah. No more
You know?
Pokemon. Sorry.
Like-
No more K-pop for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if is that wrong to say that? Is he Asian? Where's he from? Are we talking
I don't-
Korea? Are we talking
who knows,
China?
man? I don't know.
I love talking about other races and cultures because then automatically in my mind I'm like, are you being racist? I don't even know. Am I allowed to talk about other cultures? Like,
Exactly.
you know, it's
who knows, man? It's just like
it's crazy.
That's the world we live in today, though.
Everything is wrong. Don't say
You're-
nothing.
You're walking on eggshells 24/7. It's crazy. It's just like a constant state of eggshells.
It's fucking
it's-
terrible.
It is.
Everybody
It's
has anxiety these days.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't
Yeah.
think. I can't talk. There's a book by George Orwell. Sorry, George Orwell. It's called 1984.
Mhm.
Have you heard of this book?
no.
In this book, there's this thing about how everyone's policing themselves. There's this thing called thought police, where like you're not allowed to say your true thoughts, and you got to self-censor and all this shit. And I'm like, wow, that's what we're doing right now.
Mhm.
We all just don't say anything for fear of getting in trouble. Where it's like, we should be talking about these things. We can't be afraid to say things because someone's gonna get mad or I'll get canceled. It's like, well, no, it's
Exactly.
have
It's
a
just-
conversation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that's the thing is conversations, you know, they don't exist anymore. It's like you can't just have a conversation about something with most people anymore because you start to voice your opinion and then it's just like,
It's like you against them.
yeah, the ultimate, like they just take it as they're being attacked. But it's like, no, I'm just trying to talk.
Yeah.
Show me your point of view and then maybe we can talk about it and it might change my point of view or we can come to a reasoning or something,
Yeah.
right? But no one wants to take the time to just talk about their points of views or listen to the other person. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. Nobody wants to take the time to do it anymore, and that's just why there's so much division. You know, it's like
It's brutal, man. You're right, 100%. Because people are. I don't know if it's they're unable to take in someone else's perspective, or maybe it's because you're on Facebook all the time. You're in an echo chamber where like all the other people on my Facebook agree. Everyone agrees, and you're different.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you're surrounded by people that think like you. Facebook made it that way. There's another world out there with people that have different opinions. Maybe just listen, and
100%.
you might hear something you didn't think of before.
yeah.
You
And
know?
even if it doesn't change your thought process, like that's fine. It doesn't have to, but at least be open enough where you can just reason with each other and be like, well, I see you. I don't agree, but I respect where you're coming from,
Right.
and I can see why you see it that way, and that's okay.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
And that's the thing. We just have to be okay with things as people. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like everyone's just gotten in this mindset where it's like we all have to just have things that we're not okay with, and it's like, well, no, we can just be okay with everything.
Yeah.
Not everything. I don't want to say that, but
No,
like,
I know what you mean. No,
we can just, there's no.
you don't have to
Yeah.
be like, you have to think like me. It's like, well, no, we can just agree to disagree, like you say, like just
hang out, man.
Yeah, man, we're still friends. I just, I don't.
Everybody's got different values.
That's it.
100%.
Are you a good person? Morally, are you good?
Yeah.
Yes,
Which
I
is,
am.
that's the biggest thing, man. And it's
Yeah.
like you'll find your people. Like, I think specifically the last 4 years has shown a lot of people who their people are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just like as a person, the last 4 years have been so divisive in the world. It's
Yeah.
like, it's been like, cool. So the people who hung around, like, it really just showed you who everyone is. And it's like, those are real, honest people that are like actually dope to be around.
Yeah.
And it's like, these are the kind of people I want to surround myself with. So it kind of like helped with
taking the mask off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it made everything much more like real. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Because when COVID happened, it made everybody like kind of stop and like everyone reacted naturally. But some people you saw them react and you're like, whoa, you're not who I thought you were.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was so crazy at the time, there was no like, I have no more mask. I can't hide behind what I'm letting people think I am. I'm just going to go out and steal all the fucking toilet paper.
Yeah.
I'm going to cram it all in my basement. I'm going to, I'm going to take every fucking needle, whatever it is. You just saw them for who they were. And like you say, it allowed you to be like, okay, maybe wow, you got some ideas, you got some conspiracy theories. Maybe you're not my person.
100%. Exactly. And it helps just not filter out, but just like, it just helped you see who you vibe with more than others, and it's like, that was a big thing. And figured out a lot more like who my people were and who the people I want to have around are. And it's like, that was a big thing.
Yeah, dude. And it's easy, especially as a young man, to surround yourself with like the people you think you should be hanging out with, in a way. Like, how do I say this? The cool people, you know what I mean?
Everyone wants to hang out with the cool kids in high school.
Right.
I was the complete opposite.
Really?
In high school, I was like, man, like being like a musician and whatever, I was like kind of like inducted into like, I followed along with like the other kids in my band who were like the cool kids. So it was like, I could have gone with that friend group. But I was like, nah, man, I want to hang out with the nerds.
Yeah.
That was like my crowd. I was a little nerd, but I also
cool.
like did the music thing, which gave me like some
credibility.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, man, I just want to hang out with like my kind of people. So like, I had a really small friend group in high school. I hung out with like 4 kids all through high school, and it was like they were
quality people though.
Quality people, and I'm still friends with all of them to this day.
That's
and
awesome.
It's like no one else in high school can say that same shit,
Right.
Like as soon as they left high school, everybody who they thought they were gonna ride or die with for life, they just like split off and went their own way.
And exactly, and it takes you back to who are your real people.
100%.
The ones that are gonna have your back for a long time. It's funny, Braden. You know Braden Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in here and he said basically the same thing. He's like, I got my small group, they're quality, and they're my people. And it's cool though for like, I got all messed up with that when I was a kid, man. I wanted to follow all the cool people, and I lost track of who I was. And to see these young guys like yourself, you're like, no, I'm solid. That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's nice to have that like comfortability and like who I am, and I think that has a lot to do with the way I was brought up.
Right.
I was like brought up in an very old-fashioned way. My grandpa, who plays guitar, did like most of the raising of me for the most part. Like he very much
was like your main parent.
Yeah, 100%. So it was like one of those things where I was just raised with like those old-fashioned values and stuff, and it was like I didn't see the point in like following that like cool kid stuff when I was just like, I'm like, this is who I am, and I'm cool with that, and I'm just gonna like keep doing my thing and stay on a good path.
That's beautiful, bro. Honestly, man, like, know who you are, and yeah, it's so easy to get lost in who you think you want to be. Or good for you, dude. Good for you. That's really good, man. Because I look back at when we were kids, man, and I look at it sounded like a fart, but it wasn't a fart. Did you
Joey has no comment.
I heard something. I seen somebody smile. I was like, oh, did something happen? And
It was me. I'll take credit.
I think it was the air in the thing. Remember, it was doing that for a bit.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a fly forever, like
Okay.
a bug. We thought it was a
Yeah.
or something flying around.
Okay. Anyway, I've lost my. See, I got ADD there. I'm all fucked up.
Oh, it's all good.
No, what
Show me a musician who doesn't have like ADHD or OCD or something, and I'll show you a liar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Funny, though, 'cause
yeah.
I was on Jordan's face and he was like, taking a drink. He's like, okay.
Good job there, Farty.
Yeah.
Take yourself at home, man.
Yeah. There's no ventilation in here whatsoever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Scrumptious.
Oh, spaghetti. Garlic.
Steak, steak.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost it. You were saying no. It's being solid, knowing who you are, because it's easy to get lost, and even as a young guy like yourself, like but I look at you, dude, and you're on such a good path, man. You know what you want to do. You're following what you want to do. You're staying out of trouble, keeping your nose clean. Drugs, stay away from that shit.
That's the plan.
Attaboy.
I think
Attaboy.
that's one of the first things I told him. I was like, we were sitting at the table. I was like, I'll tell you one thing, man. Just don't do drugs.
Yeah. No, it's true. A lot. Like I hear it all the time, and I'm sticking true to it, man. Like I don't even, like I'm like my nose is clean. Like I got nothing against weed. I think it's cool. It's legal.
Yeah.
People who smoke weed are usually really cool people, but I just never did it myself.
Yeah, man.
Just kind of stayed off that train, but it's like, whatever. But yeah, I went down like a rough path with drinking not that long ago.
Okay.
Kind of went through like a really rough patch with that, and it got really bad for a while. But anyways, I was like hanging out at the bar like almost every night, all night. There's this one guy who like came in and we became like bar buddies or whatever. And he's like really heavy into like drugs, and he was like, "You want to try coke, bro?" He asked me like 15 times,
Oh.
and every time I had to say no. But like I'm wasted out of my mind.
Yeah.
So at any point I could have just been like, "Fuck it," like.
Oh.
But it was rough. But
Yeah, dude, that's scary, man. Because just takes that one time, and you're like,
oh
I
fuck
like
yeah,
coke now.
that's it. It's gone.
Yeah,
So
dude.
yeah, it was a big thing. But yeah, continued to say no,
Good for you,
thankfully, and never went down that path.
Good, man. Especially like the talent you have, bro. Don't do it, man. You got lots of good songs left in you to write, man, and you don't get all wrapped up in that, man.
Word.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You want to try some coke?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go. You want mushrooms though? We got mushrooms. We'll do mushrooms.
It's a can of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
like the
meant.
cherry Coca-Cola, because try Coke, it has to be something different.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like mushrooms are kind of dope. Like I also like, I haven't tried like any drugs, no weed, no like hallucinogenics or anything, but I did a ridiculous amount of like study into like mushrooms and like ayahuasca and like all the different like hallucinogenic drugs and stuff. There's this one really good book on it called The Art of Solitude, written by Stephen Batchelor,
Okay.
and it's like a really cool book that like follows his journey on like journey of like a young man walking through life kind of thing. Wasn't really sure where he wanted to go. Tried like the Buddhist monk thing. Tried
Right.
like all this stuff, and they believe heavily in like using hallucinogenics for like spiritual stuff. So it was really cool to read that book. It's cool.
There's a lot of therapeutic properties in it where like they're using it to help people with like PTSD, and
100%.
it's crazy.
It's insane.
I haven't done a lot of it, but I've tried it, and I tried it a few times. And one time it was like really negative, where I was like in a room and I'm like, everybody hates me, and I'm just like, it just wasn't a good vibe. But then I did it when I was older, a little bit more mature. I'd worked through some stuff, and it was like a very like, it was like a weird like, whoa, this is beautiful. Look at these butterflies, man. I was at camp and I was like, look at all these butterflies. Like it's cool.
That's the biggest thing with that shit is like from the studies that I was doing in it is like you got to be in a good place in every sense of that.
Right.
Of that statement. Like you got to be in a good place mentally.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be physically in like a good place. Like if you're in like some shitty crack dungeon in like the Donovan, it's like you're going to have a bad trip.
Yeah.
The vibe's a big part of it. But like if you're at camp and there's butterflies flying around, you're like, fuck, this is dope.
Yeah.
Well,
I think if you're in nature, you're pretty golden.
100%. Yeah.
You're
It's
like,
just
this is my natural habitat.
it's going to be just a good vibe.
Yeah.
No matter what. Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
That was kind of a running joke when people come in here, especially like younger people. I'll be like, "You want to try mushrooms?" Like we did it to Ashley Woodruff, and she was like,
What?
yeah, like what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just fucking with you.
We don't have it.
No, we don't. We're not that kind of. We have soul.
Damn it,
Couple
you got me
beverages.
so excited.
Soul and
Yeah.
Lots of oil. I like oil.
Yeah, well, that whole weed thing comes into play.
There we go.
People here.
Medicinal.
People here smoke weed.
I love the Jaybird reels.
Oh, you
recently
like
there,
that?
where it's like everybody's just like, yeah, man, let's go roll one, and Shane's just like, nah, please, let's do anything productive.
Oh, bro, man.
It's a good vibe, man.
Thank
I
you,
dig
dude.
it.
We've got a couple more coming.
I dig all the social media stuff you guys have been doing. Like it's really
you.
cool. Like I suck at social media. Like I was just preaching that earlier, where it's like that's got to be something you're good at if you're gonna do anything these days. I'm so bad at it. I want to get better, and I will with time. Like it just takes like
It takes time.
It takes time. You gotta like
Tell me, man, that it takes so.
Yeah.
100%. You got to dedicate yourself to like actually learning how the algorithms work and like doing the proper content creation and not just like posting meaningless stuff every now and then for
And that's the thing. It can't be now and then. It has to be kind of a consistent thing.
yeah, learning the algorithm and like what the best times of the day are to post and shit.
There's that too. Yeah. But then the more you look into that, the more they're like, just
doesn't really matter.
just do it every day.
really, eh?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, just daily. That's the
As
thing.
long as you're doing it daily, the platform will say like, oh, Jordan's posting again. Okay, well, he keeps posting. Let's show more people so that they want to stay longer and check out his stuff. Like you're just basically, your job is to keep people on Instagram or on YouTube, whatever it is. That's your job. Like my content has to keep people here, so I got to put out as much as I can so people are always coming back. So they have those people on their platform. So you're like working for YouTube.
Yeah,
But
basically.
that's how you have to look at social media is like, well, how can I work for that platform and in return get attention? And it's not fun.
Yeah, no.
No.
It's tough, but you're doing great at it. Like it's like watching you make content has always been like so cool. Like I remember the earlier days when you were doing like the dadbOdd and Malik things.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like you guys were like you fucking, like doubled the screen and you're both sitting there at the table, but it's like it's one shot. I'm like
Oh, yeah.
mind blown. That was
It's easy.
that was so cool.
I can show you how to do
to me,
that.
though. Yeah, that was so cool, man.
Thank
and
you,
it's
man.
like you've just always been like since day one that I like came across your shit. You've always been like just good at the content thing.
Thank you, dude. Yeah.
That's cool.
I think, like you said, having fun is a big thing. That's why the reels, the skits that we're doing where we're like the Jaybirds,
Yeah.
we have fun. So it makes
Absolutely.
it like worth it. So we look forward to sharing that, you know?
100%, yeah, because like that's the thing with like, you know, the double-edged sword that is social media. It's like there's so much that comes out of it that's good, but at the same time, it's like you said, like you're basically still just working for the man, just in a different context. But it's like you're still just working for YouTube, and you know they're the ones getting the big paycheck at the end of the day, and you get 2 cents per stream or whatever. So it's like, you know, it's like that kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
so in just having fun and making it fun for yourself, that's what's up. That's how you keep yourself sane, I think, doing it. Because there's a lot of people like you follow. Like I grew up watching YouTube and stuff. Like I'm that age of kid where like when I was like 11, I got my first computer and we got internet in the house and whatever. And I was like, okay, YouTube, sick. So I was just watching YouTube all the time. And like Roman Atwood was a big guy that I watched. The Smile More guy.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Yeah, he was like a YouTube vlogger for a while.
Okay.
And he kind of had to step away because it's like you're just doing the thing. Like at first when he started vlogging, it was fun, but then eventually you're just doing it daily, every day, just to get a paycheck, and it's like you're not having fun anymore. You're trying to find things to make the videos about, and it's like it's always just pointless, and it's like, you know, you kind of lose yourself in it. So the fact that you're still just having fun with the content that you're making is shit that you want to do. That's the good part of it, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I, like you say, like if you're going to do it, have fun with it. That's what I would probably suggest to everyone, is just find ways to make your content where you're enjoying making it. And there, like that YouTuber you mentioned, I don't know him, but do you know Matt Diavella?
I don't.
He started out making a YouTube channel, a short film or a documentary, I forget, about minimalism. And like how people don't need a lot of things, they just think they do, and like people start getting rid of stuff and they feel better. And he had a YouTube channel and he was massive, bro. Like he blew up within like a couple months, and he has like millions and millions of followers. But he felt that same way. He's like, I'm not happy. This isn't fun anymore. I'm just kind of like going through the motions. And he stepped away and he does things on his own terms now. And it's like, from the perspective of the people watching, you're like, these guys have the best job ever.
Yeah. And that's the thing that scares me the most. Like earlier when you asked like what's my goal with like music,
Yeah.
it's like, man, I don't know if I ever want to be famous. Like that scares me because it looks cool. Like watching these dudes like be famous or whatever, it's cool until it doesn't look cool anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your entire life is just like, you don't have a private life. It just doesn't exist. You don't have a life, period. And it's like, to a certain extent, depending on how much creative what's the word I'm looking for? Creative
The control over
control over
Yeah.
what you do. Like,
Yeah.
depends on your record deal and whatever. Like, depending on that, you know, like, are you really happy, or are you just singing shitty songs that people wrote for you to put on the radio so that it maybe becomes a top one hit, but you're
Yeah.
getting nothing out of it?
Yeah.
You know?
Or you're writing the songs and they own the masters.
Yeah, and then you're not.
And you owe them money, but you're stuck. You're trapped in a relationship with these people, and
Yeah.
you're not happy. Yeah.
No, yeah, your entire life is just on paper or on film or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
But I think nowadays you can be in control of that.
it's definitely a lot different than it was for a
Yeah.
long time.
'Cause
Like, it's with today, there's so many independent artists, and like, it's paving the way. Like, people like Taylor Swift are like getting out of
Their contracts.
and shit, and like taking ownership of their music.
Yeah.
That like the Taylor's version thing that she did was really cool, where she
Yeah.
just re-recorded everything.
Yep.
And put it back out, but like Taylor's version, and then like now she owns all the masters to it and whatever. It's like, what a cool thing to do.
Absolutely.
And it's like people like that are like paving the way for what indie artists have been trying to like say forever, where it's like, we can do it, dog. Like, we don't
You
need
don't need
you don't need the big
They're
corporation.
like a bank.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
all they are. They just give you an advance. You take that, you make a record, you sell them, and then you have to pay them back.
Yeah, and all it is it's just this constant flux. You're not really getting ahead. They're giving you just enough money to get by and buy a couple cool things here and there,
Yeah.
and look like you're doing well.
Yeah.
But like,
You're owned.
100%.
Yeah.
Your entire life is controlled by these suits sitting at a table who don't know the first thing about a good song.
No, that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. And it's like, not a single one of them have ever touched a guitar, but they're controlling your entire life as a musician. And it's like, man, what a weird concept. But it's like, yeah, indie artists have been trying to say forever that it's like, it's totally something you can do without these big companies. But it's like, nobody was listening. And now it's like, now that Taylor Swift is doing it, it's like, oh shit, this is something we can do.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know.
I like
and
her, man.
She's cool, man.
She's really cool.
I like, so many people try to deny how good she is, and it's like, dude,
You
she just put out that double album the other
Yeah.
night, where it was like at midnight, it was like, I'm dropping 15 songs, and then at 2 a.m. she was like, psych, here's another 15.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
And the craziest too is the last week or so, or maybe more, she's been giving the peace a lot, like, oh, peace everybody. And really what she was doing is saying two albums.
It's gonna be a double album.
She's a good marketer. She's so good at marketing. She's like,
100%.
she understands how her relationship with her audience is priceless. Like, we were talking about this, my mom and I. She'll show up at someone's wedding for 2 hours. She'll make the rounds. She'll fucking play a song. She'll make their life.
Yeah.
It took 2 hours of her time. She didn't pay any. She didn't get paid fuck all. But the return on that 2 hours is like tenfold, man. Now those people at that wedding are gonna go tell everybody else they know. They're gonna go listen to the albums. It's like, she's so smart.
100%.
And like, yeah, but I didn't like her last. I don't like the poet department there.
Oh yeah. You're not a big fan?
It feels like I heard that album before.
You're not wrong.
Sounds like Folklore and like Evermore. A little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Even Midnight. There's some things from Midnight that I'm like, there's some good songs like Florida I like, and LOML.
Love of My Life, yeah.
That's what that is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good tracks on the record for sure. But yeah, I could see where you're coming from.
I want to see her work with like a Mark Ronson.
That'd be cool.
I want to see her go back to maybe like her Reputation album. I can't believe we're talking about Taylor Swift right now. It fucking blows my mind.
Hashtag Swifties.
Yeah. I'm a fan. She's very, very talented. But the
man.
Reputation album, that to me was like, damn,
Yeah.
killer. But it's not as like, I guess, organic. It's more digital and, you know.
Yeah, which is cool. It's like the just different tastes, right? Like,
That's it,
everybody's
yeah.
into something different, and it's like that was a good vibe for like a certain audience, and they really loved it. Yeah.
But there's one song from, I think, Folklore or Evermore called Marjorie. Have you heard this song? It's about her grandmother.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so good. And like, even that era, I like all her eras for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But I find like this newest one, it's like, I just feel like we've been down this road already.
Yeah. Take it somewhere else, kind of thing.
Give me
almost.
something,
Yeah.
you know, go somewhere. But she's working with Jack Antonoff, all these guys that she worked with, like on the last like 4 or 5 albums. So it's like, okay, they've developed their sound.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's got to like get Rick Rubin in there or something.
Yeah,
You know, or
yeah.
like, I don't know.
Oh man, that's a cool cat too, Rick
She's got a
Rubin.
new relationship there. There'll be a whole other sound coming in another year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole new love life. A whole new type of.
Oh yeah, she'll come once her and that. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It'll be a whole thing.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, hopefully we get some new stuff. But yeah.
100%.
But yeah, Rick Rubin is a cool cat, man. He's
Absolutely, yeah. what's the book? The Creative.
Oh, he didn't write it though.
No. What? Wait.
Is
Pause.
yeah, no, it's the is it the one where you do the writing in the morning? The Creator's Way, the Artist's Way?
Something like that. No. Fuck. What is it?
I don't even know how to find the internet, guys.
You're on it right now.
Sure.
That's the internet.
I know, but I just opened another window.
Yeah, no, yeah. There you
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
Son of a gun.
What are we looking for?
Rick Rubin's book, The Creative.
It's his book?
I think so.
I thought I heard him talk about The Artist's Way, which is another book, but maybe he has his own book. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a way of being, the creative act.
The Creative Act.
Okay.
Thank you. That's what it is. Yeah. What a good book. You haven't read that yet.
No.
Dude, like you can borrow my copy because it's kind of an expensive book, but
Okay. Yeah, I'd love
such
to,
a
man.
good
Yeah.
book, man.
Creative Act, okay.
Yeah. It's such a cool cat. Like
He is,
like,
man. He's wild.
when I went down that rabbit hole that I was just talking about where I was like, delving into like the science behind like hallucinogenics and like why people do them and shit. It's like a big part of that was like falling into like the loophole, the rabbit hole of like philosophy.
Okay.
I didn't go super far into it, but like I read some Aristotle and some stuff like that, like some of the cool old
Yeah.
philosophy novels and stuff.
Absolutely.
And it was a cool little rabbit hole to go down for a little part of my life. But yeah, like Rick Rubin is like, I like fell in love with Rick Rubin at that point in my life because it's like he's like a philosopher / musician / producer. And it was like that's everything that I was into at that time. That was like when I was considering going to school for production, and I was like,
Oh, really?
I was like really into being a musician, and then I was like diving into this philosophy stuff. So I was like, Rick Rubin, who are you? This is sick.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, like I went down a rabbit hole of like really digging that guy for a while. But yeah, like him working with Taylor Swift would be
Oh, yeah. Like,
so cool.
but then you wonder, like, what does he actually do? He's not a producer in the sense that he's like, okay, put more reverb here.
No, yeah.
It's more of like,
How it makes you feel.
what are you feeling in this? Like,
Mhm.
It needs this.
Yeah.
You do that.
But what's crazy is he'll listen to a bunch of songs. Like, Russ? Do you know the rapper Russ?
Yeah.
He was on Flagrant with Andrew Schultz. It's
I
like
don't know what that is.
it's a YouTube podcast.
Okay.
But he was talking about how him and Rick Rubin were in the car and they're driving around, and Rick Rubin had him play a bunch of his tunes. So he's sitting there and he's listening to him, and they went through like 5 or 6 tunes, and then one came on, and he's like, whoa, that's the one. That's the hit right there. And he knew it. And then Russ was like, okay, whatever, puts it out, and that, sure enough, that was the hit out of all those songs. It's like, what is he?
It sounds familiar.
It's familiar, but it's not.
Yeah, when something sounds familiar, you're on the right path. I heard him say that in an interview once.
Rick Rubin. Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds
It's
familiar. It's just like that's a good thing. He's like, you get
It's like it's
not so
something-
familiar that it feels like you've heard it before, though,
but it's
either,
so-
right? Like
but you're
it's gotta-
comfortable with like
com-
that.
It's not scary to listen
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
You know, because I feel like there's a lot of artists that are like, I personally love listening to complex stuff, but it can be really hard to take that in. Like, what's the word? Digest it.
Yeah,
it can
yeah,
be really
yeah.
hard to digest, like a song that's like completely different than anything you've heard before. And it's like it's cool to be different, cool to start your own path, but it's like it's hard to digest that.
For
So
the
when you're
everyman,
doing
yeah.
so when you're doing something that's like very familiar but still your own, and you're still making a name for yourself, like it's not so familiar that it's like, oh, I've heard this song 10 times today already,
Right.
you know, but you haven't. It's just it sounds like everything else on the radio, but it's familiar enough where it's like it's comfortable to listen to. You know, it's easy to listen to it and take it in and be like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
you know.
that's interesting. It's still cool. It's
Mhm.
I found Incubus. I don't know if you probably listened to Incubus.
Yeah, I've listened to some stuff. I haven't like dived into them yet. That's another band I have to at some point.
That's wild. That's like
Yeah.
our era, but that's a band where I found it was like stuff I've heard, but still different. Like it had that balancing act, like you say.
Mhm.
It's like I'm not.
what's happening with dadbOdd right now, with you right now.
Well, I'm
with us.
hoping. I feel.
We
I
don't
think
know. It's like we could really label something we don't know.
what we are. Yeah. What would you call it? Like just out of curiosity, we're trying to figure out what would you say our band is, like our style.
Your genre?
Yeah.
I'm so bad at this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Every
we are
time-
too, bro.
Yeah. No, listen, I don't know. Like I feel like
It is, man.
I don't know.
We've been trying to ask people, and we're getting like weird stuff. Like We got, well, I keep saying we're like a folk, like a,
I was just supposed to say like a folk. What would be? I don't want to say. Fuck. What's the next word? Like,
it's like an alternative folk.
yeah, but
But-
like an alt rock folk in a weird. No, not alt rock. Maybe like indie something folk. I don't. Yeah,
hard
but
for-
definitely like there's a lot of folk aspect to it. It's cool.
Okay, so like we had that talk. What makes folk folk? Is it
What
like the
does make
sound,
folk
or is
folk?
it the storytelling?
I
or-
think a big part of it is the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like even like just dating back to like folk music, as long as it goes back, it's like whether it was lyrical or just musically, like it could be a guitar playing, but it'll tell a story. You know, it's like
Right,
there's
right.
a lot of like Absent-Minded Melody by Joel Plaskett.
Okay.
That's a song where it's like like a folky song, but there's not a single lyric in the entire thing. But it's like it's all just this guitar melody that's like, holy shit, this is amazing, and I
What's
feel
it
something
called?
from this. Absent-Minded Melody.
Absent-minded melody. Okay.
Yeah, by Joel Plaskett. He's a Canadian.
Yeah,
cat.
he's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, that was like one of his like folkier eras, because he's one of those guys who's done everything, right? Like he did the folk thing, he did the rock and roll thing, he did the bluesy thing. It's like he's been all over the place. Kind of like Dan Romano, who's another Canadian cat.
Yeah.
did it all.
Jessie was talking about him there. She did
Yeah,
like a
she
workshop with him.
Worked on a song with him.
Yeah, it's like, holy
That's-
shit.
That's so cool.
We had her on the show, dude. She met like fucking Blue Rodeo like a bunch of times. She
No
went on their
shit.
tour bus and shit.
Oh, my friend Pat's girlfriend like drove Blue Rodeo around when they were in Sudbury for Northern Lights Festival.
No shit.
She was like their chauffeur.
No shit.
Yeah, so she just had like Jim Cuddy in the back seat, like singing.
Whoa.
She's like, "What's going? What? Like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, like cool shit like that."
That's trippy. Sorry, I went off topic there.
No, you're good. But yeah,
Okay.
fuck, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, folk.
Yeah.
So like yeah, I don't know if
It's hard to.
it's hard to explain what makes folk, but
Yeah.
it's like it's just the root of it. I think where it's like it's not pop, it's not rock, it's not country. It doesn't like you're not trying to fit into somewhere musically. You're just making music for the folk. you know?
Okay.
Maybe
Maybe that's
Maybe.
kind of a
Maybe.
good way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's just it's got like it's got its own whole thing, and it's like it's very much, and it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
Like there's
yeah.
so much that you can fall under. Like you could say that there's a lot of country that like it mostly stems from folk roots, and it's like Americana and folk kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's a lot of like indie rock stuff that you could say kind of stems from folk, or you could put a lot of indie rock bands kind of in that folk category. So it just
there's a conference in London. It's all over Ontario. It's called the Folk Music Conference.
mhm.
And you hear the bands that are playing this, and they're not folk.
No, yeah.
They're not traditional in the sense that we think. And it makes you wonder, like Arkells, would they fall under that? They're probably pop. Like Mother, would they be folk?
Yeah.
You know, it's like Joel Plaskett, of course.
Yeah.
Dan Romano, yes. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting
It's
thing.
such an interesting thing. That's the crazy thing about genres, right? It's like a never-ending loophole you can go down. Especially with the fact that like every genre has like 150 subgenres now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's such a space of it now. It's like
They're like niche. It's just music, yeah.
it's just music,
It's
man.
just music. But there's so many niches. It's like subgenres of subgenres. But it makes it hard to market yourself where you're like, if you're walking, you meet up with like Joel Plaskett or fucking Tim Cuddy's in the back of your car. What kind of music do you play?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I gotta go. And you're like, fuck, I didn't tell you. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you need that. So if you say like, oh, I'm folktronica with they'll be like, what the fuck is that? You almost have to niche it up a bit. Like, okay, some sort of folk. It's just weird. It's weird to explain what you play.
It's the hardest thing to answer for
It
most
is.
people.
Yeah.
Like every time when I get asked what I play, like what kind of music it is, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's like
'Cause
outlaw
it's like-
outlaw country.
Yeah,
man.
so many people call me country, and then I'm like, I don't know if I like country as in of itself. I don't want to be marketed as that because it's like that's like radio
right.
pop country, bro country, like
Yeah.
got a babe in the truck and we're gonna go.
Yeah. No,
Fuck,
you're
I don't know,
more
like-
like you're Chris Stapleton, Sturgill Simpson. That's you. You're in that
Yeah,
category.
I like to consider myself more of like a outlaw or like alternative country where it's like
Yeah.
it really focuses on the songs more so like the lyrics of it, rather than is this gonna be a hit? You know?
Yeah, the story of what you're trying to. Yeah, and who cares? That's how I think. This is my opinion, but who gives a fuck about hits?
That's exactly
As
it.
long as it resonates with someone, like you said,
Yeah.
write what's true to you. And it will. If you're
100%.
honest with what your song's about and you're not holding anything back, it's going to hit to someone. It won't be a fucking national hit. It won't be like a Bieber tune.
Doesn't matter though.
Doesn't matter. As
Doesn't
long as
matter.
somebody gets something out of it, you win.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, yeah. And I know a pretty cool cat who's like he's writing in Nashville now.
Who's that?
Andrew Hyatt.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And he's like in a couple writing rooms and stuff. And I've gotten to have some really good conversations with this dude. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like he is a really talented writer. And his most recent EP that he put out, the L is 4 EP, it's like it's solid writing. He did some really good stuff on there.
Nice.
But being in Nashville in those writing rooms is like your job every day is just to write smash hits that are going to hit on the radio. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's tough. I don't ever want to fall into that category where it's like I don't want to be just another country guy. Like I like to very specifically be like, well, alternative country or outlaw country.
Because you can do what you want to do.
Americana. Yeah, exactly. I don't want people to like hear that I'm a country singer and be like, oh, so you're like Luke Bryan. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Morgan Wallen. You're like
yeah.
Morgan Wallen. Like,
throwing chairs off 6th floor roofs,
Is that what he's not a good dude apparently.
Morgan Wallen's he's fallen into some stuff. But yeah, just the other day I like got in the car, turned the car on, first thing was like Morgan Wallen arrested again on felony charges.
No
I'm
shit.
like, what? Yeah, he like threw a chair off like a 6-story balcony in Nashville at a bar, and it like landed right beside 3 cops or something like that.
Oh my
And then he got busted. It was bad. And then it was so funny. My like algorithm just like took that, and it was like the next 3-4 days, all I saw was like TikTok parodies of all his songs, but about throwing chairs off of a roof. So it was like it could just be like, like he's got a song Last Night where it's like last night we let the liquor talk. And then it goes like last night we let the liquor talk. I threw a chair off of a roof and that wasn't all, or like whatever. Like it was just like all of them, and it was like 3 or 4 solid days of just seeing all of these, and it made me laugh every time.
But that's smart of the people who made it because they're like, oh, this is trending. Now's the time.
Yeah, and they all like blew up and got like at least 100K views on their TikTok or whatever, and it's like people who like follow the algorithm like that are so cool to me.
Yeah,
like it's like a thing of itself, man. Like I love, like I post a little bit on TikTok. That's kind of where I probably post the most. It's where I post like little clips of like my originals and stuff. It's a fun little platform.
It is
quick and easy to digest and stuff, and it's nice to just post it, and it's quick and easy to use, and it is what it is.
It's good. It's pretty good.
100%. But yeah, like some people, man, they'll just like follow the trend, and then it's like boom, they blow up, and then like 3 months later, I'm like, oh, that trend, and then I make a video, and then it gets like 100 views because it's like it's
gone.
It's gone.
You gotta be at the moment.
You gotta be at the moment.
You gotta jump on when it happens, man. So next time Morgan Wallen does something,
write a song about it.
You got to, bro.
Next
Take
day.
his melody.
The next day.
That's it, bro.
Yeah,
right away.
Write a parody.
But you're probably like, no, I want to read about philosophy and learn about other things. I don't want my brain to be fucking this.
That's the thing, yeah. I don't like falling into like keeping up with the new trend and whatever. It's tough, but yeah, then it leaves me like even like with my friend groups and stuff. I always get made fun of. Everyone around me calls me like Grandpa Lalonde or like Pepe Lalonde or like something because I just like, I don't pay attention to trends. This also dates back to like me being raised primarily by my grandfather, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like, just my way of thinking and like the way I like carry myself and the way that I just don't follow trends, and I don't like all the words that kids use these days. I don't know any of them.
Like slay.
Yeah, like slay, what? Or like it's the worst one for me. The one that like pisses me off right now that people are doing a lot is like it's giving Catherine Edwards or whatever, and it's like it's giving. They're trying to say like it's giving off vibes like Catherine Edwards, but they're just leaving out words, and it's like it's giving Ed Sheeran, and it's like, what are you saying? Finish your sentence. Use words. That's the one that's getting to me. It's like it's just getting to the point now where it's like you're just not even speaking proper English. Come on.
It's funny how could you have the same mentality as like our age group?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Prepare the loan.
Yeah, all my friends make fun of me, man.
That's cool though, man. It's an old soul thing, dude. It's not a bad thing at all, bro. It's really not.
Yeah.
Bet.
That's
cap.
Another
No
one.
cap.
No cap.
That's cap, bro.
For real.
For real.
No
for
cap.
real.
For real.
For real. Yeah. Come on.
That's bussin'.
Oh, that's bussin', bro.
That's bussin'.
That is bussin'.
That's another one too. It's like what?
I try to keep on top of it so I at least know what it is.
Yeah,
But,
and like you have kids, right? So if they walk around the house
Yeah.
saying things, you got to be like, "What the fuck?"
Or not saying things.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
they're giving Ed Sheeran. It's like, the fuck, my kids aren't saying words. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool though. That's good though to be old school and just because it's a calmer way of living. I think too.
100%.
To
Yeah.
not be like wrapped up in that trends and this and that. Fuck, what's happening now? It's like it's so much.
Yeah. No, that's definitely like. Yeah, I'm thankful for the way I was raised because it's let me live in the point where I'm just like a really laid back dude.
That's
You
good.
know?
Dude.
Like I'm at the point like I didn't go to school like after high school. I didn't go to college or anything. I just like got a job.
Just
And
started.
now it's like now just I work at the music store.
And
Get
you
up
like
at-
you're loving it.
I love it.
Oh, that light
and-
went. Fuck.
Oh no.
Oh, we got another battery. Here's the battery here. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
It's just like it's one of those things where it's like every day
There's no battery.
I just get up and I go to work, and it's like it's just simple living, you know. I'm just like
Yeah.
at that point already where it's like most people don't get there until they're like in their 30s where they're just content with just getting up every day and just living like a simple life. I'm just content.
And you like it.
And I like
and
being
you're happy.
content. I'm not like I don't need the rush of like what party are we going to today? And it's like I never
Yeah.
did that and I never wanted to. I've always just had that like content mindset where it's like, you know, cool.
Be grateful, be happy with what you got.
Yeah, life, man. You know, wake up, go do things, go home, cook dinner,
Yeah.
play with the dog, go to bed.
That's cool,
It's
dude.
sick. I'm in bed by like 10 p.m. most nights. It's sick.
Get like
I get-
20 years
I get-
old.
Yeah, I get a good night's sleep every night. It's great. I love it.
Get your 8 hours, man.
Yeah, all
That's-
my friends are like, man, I was on a bender and I got like 3 hours of sleep. I'm like, dog,
You're
I
doing it
slept
right,
8
bro.
hours last night.
Yeah, man, you're doing it right. Because, I mean, at that age though, people they do it. We were young, we know, like they're doing it. They're having all this fun, but it catches up to you, and you lose that time.
100%. Yeah, and I've been there. Like I did it for, you know, a few months or whatever, where it was like when I was like dealing with my drinking issues and stuff. I was at the bar every night until stupid hours. And it was like I did the thing where I like wasn't sleeping very much, but it was like
Right.
very quickly became like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm just constantly like every day I just wake up so hungover and tired that it's just like I'm just waiting to get through to the point where I can have my first drink when my shift is done. And I'm just
Oh.
drinking all night, go to
And then
bed at
doing it
3,
again.
4 in the morning, doing it all over again the next day. And it's just like this constant, you're never actually happy. You always just feel like shit the entire time.
Yeah.
And then when you are happy, you're not, you're just fucking wasted.
Yep. 100%.
So it's like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, good for you for realizing, bro. Because some people go do that for 5 years
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It
or
took,
fucking longer.
yeah. Like it's definitely a tough road to go down. But yeah, I was lucky to have a lot of really good people around me when I was going through that. And they just kind of like, yeah, it was a lot of good conversations were had.
Nice.
And then it took like one night where I kind of just like hit rock bottom, and then I was like, oh shit, that was
You did
that was
some.
dumb. That was
really,
why did I do that? Why did I? Yeah, it was just like, well, it wasn't even that dumb. It was just like I got really wasted. I fell asleep in my backyard on the like we had like a backyard swing, little porch swing thing. I fell asleep on that with a dart in my mouth, and it burnt through my favorite shirt.
Oh.
I was wearing my favorite shirt that night, and I like fell asleep at the dart, and it burnt a hole in my favorite shirt. I was like, "Fuck, that was my favorite shirt."
Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn
yeah.
it! Like, and then that was kind of the thing where I was like, "What am I doing, man? Like, you know,
dude.
why am I doing this to myself when I could just not do that and
Yeah.
not ruin my favorite shirt?"
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's cool though, bro. Because I mean, I've had those nights and I never learned. I just kept fucking burning my favorite shirt over and over again.
yeah.
So good for you,
It's a
bro.
metaphor. It's a metaphor now.
It's a
Burn your
metaphor,
favorite
man. That's
shirt.
what we're gonna say now.
Yeah,
Last night I went and burnt my favorite shirt. Be like, oh.
yeah.
No, but that's good, bro. Because like it's easy to get caught up in that, and especially being in music, being a rock star is something attractive that a lot of musicians are like, I want to fucking be a rock star. I want to throw a fucking chair off a 6-story. You know,
Drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
that's it, man. And like being a young guy who's like, meh, fuck that. It's rare and it's good, dude. So keep that shit up.
That's the plan, man.
Yeah, man.
It's
What
fun.
do you think? Do you want to play a tune?
I could play a tune.
You want to play
It'd
a
be
tune?
fun. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Thanks for doing the pod, dude.
Thanks for having me on. It was a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
you gonna come back?
Absolutely. That'd be
Fucking
dope.
Next time you when you're releasing and you start releasing, if you want to promote, come out. We'll have you on. You can talk about your music. You can play your new song, whatever you want to do.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Even have the whole band on at one point.
Yeah, let's get Bonebucket in here too if you want.
NPR Tiny Desk style, have like a whole band in here.
Sure, bro.
Fuck yeah,
We do it.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, man. We could set up the cameras. They could play like on our equipment. You could all have a. We'll just sit in.
Sections, we'll have,
Yeah, bro. We'll put these. Yeah.
we're getting the backgrounds and everything, so perfect.
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
Fucking A. Thanks a lot,
do it.
man.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks for
buddy.
having me.
We'll get you playing.
Right on.
Sweet.
Let's do it. Hi there. My name is Jordan Lalonde, and welcome to my sound. She came up to me, said, I kind of like your style, the way you pick those strings. Will you sing to me? I said, sure, but just one thing. Let's get out of this place. She said, come my way now. I'll show you the way out of this town. There's only one way out now. We close the highway down, so you can't get very far. At least not by car. But if you follow me, we can fly away. We'll get higher and higher till we're out of this place. I took some pills and never went home again. Woke up the next day in a rundown house in Oregon, next to a girl that I used to love, but I just can't anymore. Now it's fuck you fights and broken screen doors. All this, you don't even know what it's for. Folks tried to save me, but nothing's ever been the same since that one fateful day. They say your future was so bright, you threw it all away that night for one bump of cocaine. And I followed you, 'cause you swore we could fly away. We got higher and higher. Now my mind's lost in space. But I threw away those pills. I finally went back home again. Said goodbye to that rundown house in Oregon and the girl that I used to love, but I just can't anymore. No more fuck you fights and broken screen doors. 'Cause all I ever wanted was more. Out of life. Thank you.
Welcome to our sound. Welcome to our sound.
No, it was the fucking